The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the June 25th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss to us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there too. You can always go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Less Show. Mixed bag out here. Dow up 244. S&P's up 12. NASDAQ's off 18. NASDAQ Composites off 7.5. And that's about it. Otherwise, we've got the Russell up 9. Semis are up just slightly. Tranny's up 6 points, so flat. New York Stock Exchange up 82. Wilshire is up 132 points. Gold is up a buck, silver up a nickel. Light Recruit up 87 cents, leading the charge dollar-wise. The upside, Booking Holdings up 30 bucks. That's 1%, but 15% of the upside is Nike, up nearly 20 bucks, 1960 as we speak right now. Decker's Outdoor up 18 or 5%. Virgin Galactic up 34% or 14 bucks. Chipotle up 11, about 0.7%. To the downside, Amazon up 1.5%, $51. MicroStrategy down 26, 4.5%. Shopify off 24, 1.6%. Riley Exploration is down 30%, 16 bucks, and Google is off 12. So plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at, and what you want to look at basically is, let's go to our first question that came in. We have just a couple right now, but it's always good to get these out of the way. Not out of the way, but just in case more come in, which typically happens. So the first one, let's just get to it, Steve-O, for goodness sakes. And the first one is for CRISPR. CRISPR Therapeutics. This is coming in from David in Tomball, Texas. I've got a position in the stock. Stock appears to be in a consolidation. Maybe not. On the daily and the weekly charts going back to late February. Question: would it be wise to exit the position and re-enter on a pullback if the stock does not take out the weekly consolidation with more than 7 million shares? So David, I'm going to assume, is looking at, let's move this data box. He's looking at this swing point. No? Well, yeah, maybe. Let me see. What were you saying? Well, I believe what David is looking at is the April 26th, the week of April 26th. The high out there, 137.59. That volume was about 6.7 million shares. You're at 4.9 right now. You're up above it. Or just, well, let's see. What did I say? 137.59, and you're 138.04. So, David, look, first from a profile perspective, so I see your consolidation, absolutely. Just let me draw that in for everybody at home out here. So no doubt a consolidation pattern. And prices, well, why didn't that work? It didn't work for some reason, but here's the consolidation pattern. We're going to try this again. There we go. So here's our consolidation. Now, the cool thing about a consolidation pattern, folks, is that when you break a consolidation, it offers you a measured move price objective. I'll just leave that that consolidation in there, just copy the same box and then just move it up. So what this could be signaling to David because price appears to be, at least at this stage, at 110, breaking a consolidation. That this could see a move up to 173. Well, turns out that today price may close above the top of its daily profile, very likely to. It's up above the top of its bearish structure daily profile. David, there's no more bullish message than a failed bearish pattern. And that's what you had with regard to the bearish structure daily profile. This is day 3 up above, day 2 up above that level. And on the monthly time frame chart, the resistance level is 190. So this really does look like, he pointed out the consolidation, looks like it may be a break of that. Your question was, should you exit the position? So I would have to answer the way I would answer that is yes, if I could find some type of topping pattern out here. And you've got that, the consolidation is one to certainly consider. But I've got other elements here that are saying, no, Steve-O, that is not the case. This is bullish. In fact, it closed today above 139. Don't know that will happen. That would be another bullish sign to suggest a move up to 171. 135.14 was the TD9 breakdown level. This bottom with the TD9 count pattern. It was bar number 8. You're up above that resistance level, looks like, for day number 2. So just simply fighting the next battle area at 139. Would I sell it now? No. Let me see where you're in at. No, I wouldn't. Now, this could pull back to 120. Let me see what the actual number is right now today. It is 129.45, maybe a bit lower. But we just, let me look at a 30-minute chart out here. I don't have a topping signal there. 65-minute, I don't have a topping signal there. The charts don't. It's not me. 130, no. 195, no. Weekly looks good. Monthly looks good. Yeah, David, I'm having a hard time finding reasons to suggest that you exit, but you've got to do what is right for you out there. But things look bullish, and yeah, if you could exit now, and it did pull back and it tested a level of support again, that'd be in the 129, 130 type area. You'd buy back in, but I like the trade that you're in. So that's a suggestion. That's what the charts are saying, and best of luck to you with regard to CRISPR. Mike M. writes in. This is Mike from Sarasota, and Mike is interested in taking a look at some earnings plays out here. Best Buy, I believe. BBBY, is that Best Buy? I'm not sure, but let's go find BBBY. Is that Bed Bath & Beyond? It's one of the other. There we go, Bed Bath & Beyond. So here's what the charts are signaling to us right now, Mike. The daily time frame shows that price is above the center of its bullish structure daily profile. So it says over time, price should target the top of that profile, 40.35. Price is above the top of its weekly profile. So that's bullish. And price did find resistance at the top of the monthly. The month is not over, but it'll be over next week, right? On the 30th? When is that? I'm not sure when that is. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Something like that. Well, today's the 25th. So 5 days from now will be the 30th. So we know that it's not going to be next Friday. So it sounds to me like that would be Wednesday. In any event, 32.30 is resistance. Let's pull over our other charts out here, or a couple of charts here for Bed Bath & Beyond. See what other kind of signal information we're getting. Let's begin by taking a look at the daily. So interestingly enough, when Bed Bath & Beyond forms its bottom, it's bar number 8 of a TD9 count with inside this bullish structured profile. And right now, Mike, what a price is struggling to deal with is its green oscillator and change line. But still, nonetheless, if price can close above it, it doesn't necessarily have to happen today. It is 30.34. That'll signal a move to 35.09. 35.09 established by the TD9 count bottom that it formed, and that becomes the natural resistance level, and that's on the daily time frame. So that's Bed Bath & Beyond for Mike in Sarasota. When we get back from this break, we're going to go take a look at AI. No earnings, but he's considering a long position there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few, folks.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. And he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go finish off taking a look at AI for Mike in Sarasota. And Mike's considering some call positions here. So what do we know about AI? Right now, Mike, trading with inside a bare structured daily profile. No weekly or monthly profiles, not enough trading information to generate those. So your resistance zone, your sell zone, so to speak, where sellers are located between 69.01 and 74.89. So that's the first element in taking a look at AI out here. Let's go take a look at my white background charts, look for some bottom signals or patterns out here. And, well, we see two of them. So we see the bottom that it formed back here on May 13th. They had a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that was going. Price makes its way up to its TD9 breakdown level, up at the 72.53 level. Back on June 2nd, you closed above it, but that was a one-hit wonder. That's why Stevie's got that two-day rule. 2 bar closes above resistance, 2 bar closes below support to confirm the actual signal. This was not confirmed, and voila, price pulls back. But the good news is when it pulls back, it forms a nice TD9 count bottom. That was on the trading day of June the 16th. That was bar number 8. It didn't form until the following day, but it was bar number 8 that was the low of that pattern. So right now, Mike, sellers are camping out at 66.73, and it looks like what they're doing is they're camping out and they're serving beans and ribs tonight. Is what's on the menu. But that's where they're sitting at 66.73. This is trading at 63.48. If price could close above 66.73, there's another campground where sellers are hanging out, and that's at the 72.53 level out there. So this has got a bunch of resistance to get through. I know you're looking at it because of earnings call, but it does look like price should make its way higher, but not so much higher to say, maybe go ahead and take the trade. But you've got to make that economic decision. 66.73 is the next target to the upside out there. Nothing on the weekly basis, so just not enough data other than the daily for you and I to take a look at. So, Mike, thanks so much for writing in. I hope that helps you out, and have a great weekend. Let's go to our next email request. We've got 5 of them that came in during the breakout here. So let's keep this rolling along. This one coming in from JT in New York. And JT wants to take a look at, so I'm going to do it on this chart here. TMF, too much fun, I guess, is the symbol out there. It sounds familiar to me. I should know it off the top of my head. It is. It is the bull for the 20-year Treasury out here. So what are you looking for? Hey, Steve, I have a position in TMF. Is the current price a good time to add to the position? Oh, boy. So to answer this, we're not going to use this triple ETF or double ETF or whatever it is. You and I, we're going to go take a look at Treasury bonds. And to do that, let's do our multi-time frame. Let me get that rolling. I'm going to change screens out there. If I don't change screens, take a 2x4 out, hit me up above side the head, would you? And that will remind me that I need to change screens out there. So that'll be our little code. And if we take a look at, now we've got the 30-year Treasury out here. Now, here's the deal, JT. I'm going to look at the daily time frame chart. And the daily time frame chart, although on this, whoops, let's do this here. Okay. So on the daily time frame chart, what I can't do is draw in the A to B equals CD pattern out here. But there's one of those that completed, and it completed with this bearish engulfing candle, bearish engulfing, bear sash candle out here. You can also see that at the same time, that what was also confirming was a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That's that diagonal line. You need a bearish reversal candle. And now today, price is below its green oscillator and change line and inside a bearish structured daily profile. So when you close below the center of a bearish structured profile, that really opens the door for sellers to push its way down to support. And support here is in the 156 area. So to answer your question specifically, is now a good time to add to the position? No, now's a good time to exit the position and to take your profits and then maybe take a look at adding back. Now, the only thing here, this becomes quite dangerous really at 1:22 in the afternoon on the 30-minute time frame chart. If we're going to look for any reason for you to stay with this trade, to say that maybe this is a false break to the downside, it's going to come from your 30-minute time frame chart. And on the 30-minute time frame chart, as we enter 1:30, so 8 minutes from now, that will form bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So you will effectively have a TD9 count bottom on a 30-minute time frame chart. But price can go lower during that next half hour, and the pattern still becomes valid. So I don't know whether it's the low that happens during this bar or it's the low that happens during the bar between 1:30 and 2. Whichever those two is the lowest low, that's the key level for you to watch. If price takes out that area, well, then its signal is at least price is going to go ahead and pull back inside the 30-year Treasury. So no, not see. Well, so I guess another way to answer your question, if I were to look, because I wanted to, if I were to look for any reason for you to enter that position, it would come from the 30-minute time frame chart out here. But I don't like that I don't like the message of what the daily chart is signaling to you right now. And so you'd have to see a really nice rally after this TD9 count bottom out there. So be careful with your long trade, and I wouldn't add to it. Because, you know, I realize that we could get a bounce here in the 30-minute chart, but that may be all that it is out there. So, JT, I hope that helps you out with regard to TMF. I know we didn't spend any time really on the ETF, but that's because it is this set of charts out here that is providing you with the answers that you're looking for. And if I put the TMF chart up there, we would not get the same data. So it's always the underlying instrument. I'm sure that JT knows that. And thanks so much for writing. Have a great weekend. The next message, request coming in from Will. Will, thanks for writing in. Will wants to take a look at REI. So now I'm going to get back to a different set of charts out here so that we can help Will out. So give me a moment. I got to change screens. I don't want to get whacked upside my head. I don't. So let's go take that REI out there, and let me get that going on my other charts out here. REI, and I don't know why it's there we go. So this is, can you please share your thoughts on Ring Energy? You're long on the equity. Thanks for all you do. Well, hey, you're welcome. Lovely chart out here, pattern. What I mean by that is you've got 3 days up above the top of its daily profile, 297. So old resistance may become new support. This says be long. It looks like you're going to close above the top of its weekly profile. That's at 290 or 303, and you're above the top of the monthly profile. So there's no reasons that we're seeing on this set of tools and charts for you to exit the position. Granted, you're coming up towards a prior swing point. You're doing it with what kind of volume? Light light in the loafer volume. It is summertime, so sometimes it's hard to figure it out. But as an example, March 15th, that's the high out there. The week of March 15th at 31 million shares, basically. You're at about 14 million shares as we speak right now. That doesn't mean to exit the position. Just saying, you don't have a lot of oomph in the move to the upside, but you do have move to the upside. No key levels of support have failed. You see, today's action was nothing more than a test and rejection of a green oscillator and change line. That's a bullish move out there. So it should get back to its highs. And those are the highs coming from the trading day of March 16th. Whether it can take those out or not, that I don't know. But you're long. I don't see any reasons to be short. I don't see any reasons to sell. And so I hope that helps you out, Will. And you're welcome. And thanks so much for writing in. I much appreciate it. Next question coming in from Eddie. Hey, Eddie, thank you. You just increased the font size on your emails to me. So thanks for doing that. And Eddie wants to take a look at, let me see here. Looks like TTD is the ticker symbol. TTD. I think that's the trade desk out there, if I'm not mistaken. And Eddie says, have we reached the seasonal bottom now that June 25th day has arrived? Do we go higher here, or is the bottom yet to come in July? And that's a great question out there. I don't know if I have the answer to that, but we'll try to answer that. And wants to take a look at TTD, which is traded out at 77.10 above the daily, weekly, and monthly profiles. This baby is on fire. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. I'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th Gold Report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly Gold Report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the Gold Report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the Gold Report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the Gold Report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th Gold Report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at TTD, the trade desk here for Eddie. And so, Eddie, this looks strong. Yesterday and today, you're above TD9 breakdown levels of 75.31, 75.45. You're in bar number 7 of a TD9 count. Very likely this is going to go on and form a TD9 count, a short-term top out there. So this has 1 to 3 more sessions likely of moving higher before we see price begin to pull back. The oscillator and change line recently changed colors, so that is signaling we should see a cooling off period here in the trade desk over the course of the next few days or so. But everything looks hunky-dory out there, and if you're in this trade, I would stay in this trade. It has generated some nice messages for you. Now, you had also asked the question of as the June bottom come in. I don't have time to pull up the seasonal chart there, folks, but those of you that listen to the show, you've seen it many times. And so I'm going to answer the question. How am I going to answer this question? There's an easy way to do it. Let me see if I've got it open already. Oh, I do. Lucky Stevie. Stevie is living on the right side of the track. You got to like that. So now let me do this. Stop sharing. And let me start sharing again. I like to share. And we're going to take a look at our 8-panel Dow Jones chart out here. So really, Eddie, to answer that question for you, we go to the charts. So your first question was, on the Dow, did it form the the summer bottom out there? And the answer is yes. We've talked about this last week because the Dow was – so June 25th on average, folks, over the last 86 years is typically when we see the sell in May cycle form its first bottom. And that first bottom typically occurs around June 25th. Well, that's this week. That is today, right? Yeah, today. That is today. But sometimes they don't always happen to the date. We're just aware of the date and then look for patterns that are forming near that date. Well, we had that. We got the nice TD9 count pattern. Here you can see on a daily basis, prices above the oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line is green. So what that signals to you and I, Eddie, is that price should at least continue to move higher and go test that TD9 breakdown resistance level. That target is 34,737.79. Now, what I also want you to do is I want you to look back and see that this has a Rhodes momentum indicator and a wave number 7. This is Dow Jones Cash Indice. It has those two topping patterns out there. So even if price gets back to 34,737, I am hesitant to call this the bottom that runs higher into July. Instead, we just have to continue to observe patterns out here. And the Dow needs to take out that shooting star candle out there. That goes back to the trading day. Well, let me get my cursor out here. That goes back to the trading day of May the 10th. If that high gets taken out, I don't know whether so until that gets taken out, it's suspect with regard to what the market wants to do, the Dow, I should say. And the reason is, and I'm going to switch back and forth out here, but in order for me to answer your question, I've got to share with you my thoughts. But, when I share with you my thoughts, I like them to be backed up by detail. That way, I'm not blowing, smoke up your skirt out there. And I'm not saying that they wear skirts, folks. It is just expressions out here. And the only person I'm talking to is myself. But here's the reason why I have just some reservations and concerns. And it's really this reason, which is trying to understand where the global flow of capital is flowing to. And right now, as we take a look at all of these instruments, now a number of these instruments are priced in both dollars, euros, yen, and sterling, pound sterling out there. But if we're looking for the winner chicken dinner out here, short of West Texas Intermediate crude or the commodity sector, so we're just going to take those out of here, we'd say Germany is the winner since the beginning of the year. Now, this is 23 weeks. We're 23 weeks into the trading session in Germany. Price in dollars is up 13, as a rate of change of 13%. And the Dow is up 12.5. The S&P is up 13.9%. So I guess we could say that's the winner. Really, the S&P has a higher move from the beginning of the year versus the NQ, the Russell 2000 out here. And actually Australia is not doing too bad. It's up about 10%. I'm not seeing the concentrated global flow of capital in the U.S. If we saw that, if it was a clear signal, then I'd say, yeah, that's in and we're moving higher. But I don't have that. And so this has me being cautious out here. Now let's just switch back to that other set of charts out there and to see, because, if I look at the longer term, if I look at the weekly chart out here, the weekly chart also says be caution. Why? Because it has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That happened 3 weeks ago when that little bearish engulfing candle failed. So not until the highs get taken out, the same high. So we've got a topping pattern in on the weekly, topping on the daily. We've just right now got a nice little rally, or I'll call it a counter trend rally, until the Dow closes above 34,737. And on a monthly basis, this says, hey, price wants to move higher. So that's why I said there's not going to be any kind of major crash or anything along those lines. It's just not in the chart patterns that are out here. And so the monthly looks good. The quarterly looks very good out here. So I know that doesn't totally answer your question. I'm going to answer it this way. I don't know if we're out of the woods. I'm just simply going to watch the patterns that form out here, the tools that we use, and let those answer that question for us on a daily basis. But did the Dow bottom? Yeah, we have that nice TD9 count bottom that formed out there. Those are the patterns that we talk about here all of the time. So, Eddie, thanks so much for writing in. I hope that did add to answering that question for you. The next question coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. Hector, thanks so much for writing in. And CVX, I believe, is the ticker symbol out there. Yep. And give me a moment here. I need to get my other screen going. So, what do I do now? Let's come back here. Got that. Okay. And then I need to pull up my other set of charts. So sorry about that, but it's the only way I can process this. And you were asking about Chevron. Your question is, CVX, we want to load up the wagon for a couple of months, ride to the high side out there. CVX monthly TD9 setting up nicely. Please advise out here. So let me do this. CVX, I'm going to get that running on my other set of charts. It's going to take a little bit of time here to populate. So we're going to waste our time. No, we're not wasting our time. We're going to go take a look at what CVX doing in relationship to its profiles. Right now, trading below the bottom of the daily profile. And that's at 107.02. We're only at 106.89. But hey, if price closes. So here's the deal. You can see that this is a bullish structured profile. And Hector, and in a bullish structured profile, when you close below the bottom, if it's just a counter trend rally, price is going to find resistance at the center of that bullish structured profile, 107.83. And if we take a look at the last 3 trading sessions, that is exactly what has transpired out there. So no, this is not the time to load up the truck. Price might be making its way down to 98.63. I'm not willing to make that call just yet. You can see the consolidation inside the weekly time frame. So you could say the truck up, so to speak, might be at the 100.14 level out here. Let's pull over our other charts, see what other signals we can find. You were asking about the monthly TD9 counts. So I'm going to start with the monthly chart and see what kind of signals it has. So let's populate it. And I don't have a TD9 count. I've got last month being bar number 7. So it prices above the top of its weekly profile oscillator change line. So maybe it's going to go ahead and make one over the course of next this month or next month out there. But I don't see the monthly right now influencing our trading decision, other than to say it does look bullish. So, okay, that's great. But what's going on shorter term wise? Well, on the weekly time frame chart, you have a Rhodes momentum indicator top. So now you've got the evening star candle formation that formed. And that says, and prices below its oscillator and change line, maybe I'm going to get back to the 98.64 level. So the weekly says caution Will Robinson. The daily says what? You've got that nice TD9 count top on the daily. Price pulls back to breakout support. Your entry area inside of CVX is going to be between 102.97, 103.13. That would be the area that I would be looking for, Hector. I'm not saying that this goes to the moon after that, but that would be your better buy zone. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So the next question here, folks, welcome back, by the way, coming in from Eric J. And Eric says your thoughts on the long position in TLT. So, Eric, my apology, you must not have heard the segment that we did. It might have been during that last segment. The replay will be up, I'm sure, in about an hour or so. But to answer your question, in the question that came in, somebody was long the treasuries, TMF, I believe they were using, and they were asking the question, is now the time to add? So there is a TD9 count pattern on a 30-minute basis that has formed. What I don't know is whether it looks like the low of that pattern should come during this hour, the between now and 2 p.m. If I have my facts correct, but you got to go back out there and listen to it. But I believe that's correct. And if you see price close below that low, whatever that has, comes in by 2 o'clock. So whatever the low is at that stage there, that tells you that the 30-year Treasury is headed lower. And that'll put a bit of sting. You would not want to buy TLT. Now, the daily time frame chart, which is up on my screen, that's one that's saying I'm headed lower. 156.07, the bottom of the profile out there. So no, now is so there is a short-term time frame signal, but I would really be hesitant to take the long position based upon the topping signal on a daily basis, and now the close below this, or what appears to be the close below the center of its profile. So, Eric, I hope that helps you out. Next question coming in from Jacob S. Jacob writes in, he wants to take a look at the SPCE stock. Price exploded after news that it was green-lighted for commercial space travel. I'm interested in taking a position, but not sure if its current price is appropriate for that. So let's go take a look at SPCE. That is Virgin Galactic, and big move, big volume to the upside. It's up above daily, weekly, monthly profiles, but it was up above that before today's action out there. So let's just go take a look at the SPCE and see what it's doing. So day number 7, price running a resistance right at its TD9 breakdown level, 56.90. No idea whether price will be able to clear that level, but if there's going to be some type of top, maybe it's going to be a TD9 count that forms. That means price has to get above today's high, and it has to do that either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And if that happens, we get a TD9 count pattern. All that would be suggesting is a pullback or retracement, and that pullback or retracement would be to the oscillator and change line, currently printed at 40.88. Am I saying price is pulling back to 40.88? No, I'm not. I'm saying price is going to pull back to that line. We've got to get through the next few days. We've got to get that pattern to form first, and then we can take a look and see where that oscillator and change line is. But would I add now? Absolutely not. I would never have you add, first, even on a momentum trade, and the reason why I'm saying this, so just to differentiate, even on a momentum trade, there's no way I would ever tell you to take a long position while price is trading in resistance. And that's what that 56.90 level is. It's too risky. Doesn't make any sense. Don't need to. So be patient on this. On a short-term basis here, we can see prices off of its highs. I've got wave number 7, but I don't have any kind of a breakdown or anything to worry about inside of space, SPCE. So I think what you need to do is just wait for a natural retracement and pull back to a level of support, hopefully a 30-minute bottoming pattern, TD9, A to B equals CD, something along those lines, and that's the time to get into it, Jacob. But even on a momentum trade, I can't suggest that you would get into it, not at this stage. So thanks so much for writing in. Let's go to our next question. This is from Peter, and Peter likes that small font out there. Peter writes in and says, I was wondering if you would look at the seasonal pattern for the first year of a president. I saw a pattern showed a few months ago where the seasonal highs occur in July time frame instead of the typical seasonal. Well, actually, a seasonal high does occur. This is Peter from Park City. Peter, I can't pull up the presidential cycle pattern that easily. I probably can pull up the seasonal one, so just give me a moment to do that. Try to get back there to my PowerPoint slides. And let me get these open here. So it's going to just take a moment. And so I want to, so you brought up the July pattern for the first year of a new president, and we'd really want to take a look at the pattern for the first year of a Democratic president versus just any president. But we're really not interested in that at the moment, only because I can't show you that. What I can do is I can show you this slide right here, so to speak. So what I want you to understand is typically, and Eddie I think might have asked about this or somebody else. So we were talking about the typical pattern, the sell in May cycle, which we typically see a top form around May 19th. A move lower into June 25th. That was this week. It happened to be, I believe, Friday of last week. Monday of this week, that was that bottom. Then price moves up into July 21st, and then we get that big swoosh to the downside into the October timeframe. That is really the Santa Claus rally. You don't want to wait till December to get in the Santa Claus rally. You're really looking for that bottom in that October timeframe out here. So the first year seasonal cycle probably isn't too dissimilar to this pattern out here. But again, Peter, I'm not saying that price is just moving up into July 21st, because both the weekly and the daily Dow charts have those topping signals that are in place out there. And so I need to see some key levels of resistance fail. We looked at those charts earlier in the Dow, and they have not failed, at least not as of yet. So I hope that helps you out with regard to at least the seasonal cycles and the presidential pattern as much as I can. So that's a beautiful thing, folks. We've got about 2 minutes in this segment out here. We've totally gotten through everything, all questions that have come in. And so I'd say we just go to the beach early. Come on by. Let's just go walk over to the beach, kick our feet in the sand, and maybe drink an adult beverage. Now, that sounds like a game plan. But short of that, we can go take a look at some charts out here. So which charts do we want to look at? Well, I think I had mentioned at one point in time, we probably should go take a look at the U.S. dollar index chart. So let's go take a look at that, because we're trying to understand what is Goldilocks and what is Silverlocks, hi-ho silver, signaling to you and I. And let's go take a look at the U.S. dollar index, see if we can figure that out. I don't know if we can, but here are the charts, or here are the currency pairs that make up the U.S. dollar index. So you got the euro in the upper left, the yen next to it, the Great British Pound, the loonie, the Canadian dollar. You've got the Swiss franc, and you've got the Swedish krona out there. So here, as we take a look at these charts, so this is what makes up the U.S. dollar index. It's these four, the euro, the pound, the yen, and the Canadian dollar that really make up the bulk of this. And certainly it's the euro at 56% or so. So there's a pattern that's going on inside both the euro and the U.S. dollar. That pattern is that oscillator and change line. We're up at the euro right now, upper left-hand corner. You can see how that oscillator and change line changed colors. Price begins to stall, and we're waiting for the test of that oscillator and change line. Looks like that might be as easy, maybe as early as Sunday, Monday type of a time frame. But if the euro, which is trading below a TD9 breakout level, okay, that's bearish. Been trading below it for 4, 5, 6 days out here. A test and rejection of that oscillator and change line is going to suggest that the euro would then go target 1.1734, the next breakout level. Well, the same thing is going on inside the U.S. dollar index. Would make sense, right? See how its oscillator and change line changed colors, price stalls, just waiting for that test to unfold. So I wouldn't expect Goldilocks or the U.S. dollar or the euro to do too much until this test unfolds. When we take a look at these charts, I know that I mentioned this to you days ago, and even when I took a look at it myself, I'm still shaking my head saying, are we really going to, is it really going to do it this time? Well, the answer is yeah, because you know why? It basically does it all the time. That is the cool thing, or one of the cool things about the oscillator and change line out there. So if the U.S. dollar index tests and rejects that green oscillator and change line, it's telling you it's going to 92.75. And the reason we're looking at that is because if that's what unfolds, you need to prepare for Goldilocks to make another leg lower. So we get back from this break, let's go take a look at where that leg could take us. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So now we've turned over to the gold charts out there. We spent the last part of that last segment taking a look at the U.S. dollar index, so we know what's going on there, at least the patterns and the tools and the signals and what's likely to occur. And again, we're not likely to see any kind of big movement in the currency pairs or the metals market until we get the test of that oscillator and change line, both in the euro and the U.S. dollar index. Now, we know what to look for. We don't know how that test is going to unfold. The bearish test, meaning a strong U.S. dollar, it tests and rejects the oscillator and change line, likely then sends gold back to 1679.40. Now, 1679.40 is the TD9 breakout level for the weekly time frame. A nice TD9 count bottom, a nice TD9 count top. The way that the weekly chart dealt with that oscillator and change line, which was changing color at the same time, is a bearish message out there. And so the weekly chart for gold is suggesting that we're going to see a test and rejection of the oscillator and change line, meaning the bullish test inside the U.S. dollar, the bearish test inside the euro. At least this is the clue that has been left for us. This clue also, a move lower, is generated by the monthly time frame chart that shows price is below. It's got a TD9 count top, by the way, bar number 8. Price is below the oscillator and change line. Further retracement, maybe back to a level of support out there. 1706 is the next area to the downside. That gets us close to 1679. And the daily time frame, price has already broken through a one TD9 breakout level, and the next one is down at 1687. Now, granted, in the case of gold, its oscillator and change line also changed colors a few days ago, and this says price should maybe bounce up to it, or the line should pull down to price. Watch 1777. 1777, 1773, 1775, because each of those are TD9 breakout levels on either the 30, the 60, or the 120-minute time frame. And if price is below that, then it's sending you a clear message that price wants to continue lower for Goldilocks out there. So likely the first test, before we understand anything about what the metals want to do, comes from the test of that Stevie green red line inside the U.S. dollar index, which should take place next week. Folks, thanks so much for being here for the week. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. And stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Your favorite polar bear's up next. I'll see you on Monday.